well prepared for this. I didn't forget to put my headphones in. I guess I don't need them if it's just me, but gotta at least pretend I'm professional. Welcome back to another edition of the RECRAP. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the best one ever so far. I mean, I can't guarantee the quality of the RECRAP, but I can tell you that the doing it is pretty good. All right, let's get to the sponsors right away. It's going to be sponsored by two things. And if you think I'm awkward doing this when I record it, wait till you see me try to do it live. But nobody's watching it anyway, so who gives a shit? All right. Today's recap is brought to you by Caleb Williams and DJ Moore.
Awesome to watch. On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all. It is caught. Bears win it. DJ Moore.
Is that the greatest ending to a Bears-Packers game ever? I'm going to say that it is. At least for me, it was. But that's not all. It's brought to you by somebody else too. Actually, it's kind of the same thing. Fuck, where? There. All right, I got it. Let me cue it up. It's also going to be brought to you by, I think, my favorite all-time post-game Bears interview. DJ, you gotta admire this. He plays all the hits. It's amazing.
DJ,
What's up?
how would you describe what it took to win that game?
It took a lot of ups and downs on our side, but we fought to the end, made this shit happen.
On the onside kick, you guys get the possession, you stop them. Take me through the touchdown pass that won it.
Just now?
Yeah.
We worked on it in practice. I seen the look. Nobody back deep. I just got to run my ass off. Go catch the ball for Caleb.
This has been such a challenging nemesis, the Packers against the Bears. I see the nod.
Yeah.
What does it mean to get this one, DJ?
Man, it means a lot. And at the end of the day, it's after Packers always.
Right here.
And there's Jahdae even makes an appearance because he knew I wanted to see him. Okay, so we got it all. We had to make that shit happen. And then we got, so nobody deep. I had to run my ass off, catch a ball for Caleb. And then at the end, it's the greatest. It's, as always, F the Packers. He even made it like PG enough for obvious shirts to make one. I don't know if they actually will or not. All right, let's see what we've got going on in the chat. Well, I thought I had a bunch of comments right away because there's 5 within the first few seconds. Oh, look at this. 4 of them are from Pratt. Yeah. FTP. Best sponsor ever. Yeah, I think so. Hawk, not Andre Dawson, the Hawk that we actually know. He says that the hand of Peyton was the only thing that was close, but this tops it. So remember that we had that. We had the, that was the Brian Robinson blocking the field goal against the Packers. And then, Vag didn't die, but she was dying, right? When the Bears won at Lambeau last year on Cairo's kick, I think maybe Vag reached up from the, no, I'm not even going to do the Vag isn't hell thing. That's not nice. She's not. She was a nice lady. Ike McCaskey, sure he's in hell. Okay, not done with the sponsors yet because why would I give up a chance to be a shill for my own books? Oh, and I have an update. You guys are going to be very excited about the Kindle Unlimited update on both books. All right, so for those of you who don't know, maybe you don't, maybe you just stumbled across this live post game of the best Bears, most satisfying Bears victory in 40 years to see me. Well, I have 2 books on Amazon. This one's The Immortals, which is about the 2016 Cubs, and people love it. I signed a whole bunch of book plates this week. Oh, I'll get to that in a second. And then Great Until It Wasn't, which is about the 2003-2004 Cubs. This one's a rough one to get through. It's not because of me. It's because of Dusty and LaTroy and Ryan Dempster and Steve Bartman and stuff like that. But anyway, since the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, this book much more enjoyable now because you actually saw them win a World Series when you didn't think you were ever going to. Oh, the other thing is, so if you buy the books on Amazon, and I got news for you, if you order them now, you're not going to get them by Christmas. They're such great books. Just tell us, just show somebody the receipt and say, this is you're getting this. It's going to be even better, but you're going to love the wait. But if you buy a book or you order a book for somebody else, if you go to decipio.com/books, there's a way you can order these book plates where I sign. Here's me practicing my signature like a 14-year-old high school girl. I was trying to make sure the pen worked. I will write something pithy. So far, 2 best things I've written, both for the same guy. One, he asked me, or I suggested, and he said, sure. I wrote, "Go Cubs, fuck the Cardinals," and signed it. He requested boner time on another one, so I did that for him, which was good. All right, I'll let you in before we get to the breakdown of the exciting win. I will tell you that when it looked like they were going to lose, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to talk about other than bitch about Ben Johnson calling for a play where they snapped the ball through Cole Kmet's legs on a 4th and 1. Come on, Ben. Book I'm reading right now is a book called it's a feel good thing. It's called Nuclear War: A Scenario by Annie Jacobson. She literally goes through a very realistic scenario of what will happen in this scenario. North Korea fires a nuke at us. They used it, the basis of this book they used in the movie House of Dynamite on Netflix, and I saw somebody writing about it, so I bought it. It's a great book. It's not comforting. But I was going to say that after the Bears loss, if they hadn't pulled this one out, I was going to cheer myself up by reading a book about the nuclear war, that it will kill everyone on the planet. But anyway, they won. I don't know if you guys know this. If you listen for the very first recrap, way back, I love Jahdae Walker. I don't know why. I just did. I watched him in the preseason. And I like that guy. I hope they don't lose him. And they didn't try to get him through waivers. They kept him on the active roster. And he didn't do anything all year until today. He had a nice catch early in the game, and then he caught the tying touchdown. It was a great catch. The Caleb to DJ throw at the end is a perfect throw. Caleb. He could not have put the ball in DJ's hands. It's still a great catch from DJ because what is the guy's name? Is it Keyshawn Nixon? Who we'll always remember for 2 things. Getting lost in his coverage of DJ at the end of the first game between these two, and then being there to intercept the pass to Cole Kmet when he shouldn't have been there. And then taking a horrible late hit on DJ, which the Fox guys were kind of like, well, you kind of ran into him. Yeah, he ran into him. It was a cheap shot. It was Ken Stills hitting Matsui in the huddle in 86 or 7, whatever year that was. 84. I don't know. It wasn't 85. Maybe it was. Now we can remember for something else, which is DJ wearing his ass like a hat in the end zone with the ball. I also loved DJ was exhausted for most of the 4th quarter. In fact, one 6-yard gain was wiped out because DJ couldn't get himself lined up in time. But he makes that catch and then just lays there in the end zone like he was dead. It was great. And I joked on that they should draw a chalk outline where he was and leave it on the field for the Lions game, for the final regular season game. And I like that I can say final regular season game because they're clearly going to the playoffs now. So we can pretend all we want. This was headed to be one of the most frustrating games in a long time. They came out overhyped. I mean, we had DeMarco Jackson jumping on top of the pile on the opening kickoff and getting a face mask. I guess they call him for unnecessary roughness, but he grabbed the guy with a face mask while he's crowd surfing. And then they had another 15-yard penalty on that same drive. They basically gave the Packers 3 points on that drive. Then they come down, they're going to score. If 4th and 1, I mean, I love Ben Johnson. I think he's probably the 2nd best coach in Bears history. You can argue about Hallis and Ditka all you want. But I have a feeling in 10 years, we're going to look back and go, Ben, yeah, he's probably better than the coach, who was perfect guy for his time, but a little, what the fuck was that? They're running the ball up the Packers' ass all the way down the field. And then I don't even know how that play was going to work if they didn't snap the ball over tiny little Kyle Manon guy's head. Was he supposed to run into Cole's ass and just ride him into the end zone? I don't care for it. I also have a bone to pick with Howie Long. And I blame myself more than I blame anybody else because Howie, I don't watch pre or post game. And, this was a standalone game tonight. So there was nothing else to watch. The college football playoff, Oregon had 90 points at halftime. I had taken it off of TV 2 down here. I put the fake fireplace on because I'm like, oh, no. So I watched a little bit of halftime, which is a problem. How can anybody watch those guys? They're just all goobers. I mean, Terry Bradshaw was kind of funny 30 years ago, but it hasn't been funny for 29 years. And he's just kind of doddering around. And then Gronk has he had 6 brain cells before he hit his head into the turf 1,000 times. Nobody gives a shit what Michael Strahan has ever thought about anything. And then you got Howie, who's supposed to be the voice of reason. And he's basically saying that Aaron Booker with 2 cheap shots on Love. No, they weren't. The first roughing the passer was pretty borderline. Even Brady was like, I don't know, I guess maybe they think he dropped his body weight on him because he literally tried to turn Love to not do it. And the second one, yes, I agree they should call it, but it's not a dirty play, especially not after you just watched Keyshawn Nixon, or whatever his name is, just spear DJ in the back after a play was over. He's coming in to tackle him. Love drops his head. They hit heads. I get it. It's a penalty because you hit the guy in the head, but he didn't do it on purpose. Fuck off. So then we get a lot of Malik Willis, who the Bears are clearly unable to tackle because they thought he was Snoop Hundley, I guess. And I just thought, I can't believe they're going to lose to this shit. And then the offense just couldn't get anything going again. It was they weren't playing poorly, but they would make one key mistake and then the drive would die. And then they wouldn't get the ball back because the defense couldn't tackle anybody. And they certainly couldn't tackle Malik Willis. Oh my God. But anyway, also very savvy move by Cairo. People were blaming this on Cairo. This was not Cairo's fault. So when the Bears getting down to the end of the fourth quarter and they needed 10 points, and with 2:36 to go, it's 4th down. It's like, okay, you only have one time. They had 2 timeouts left, and then they needed to get the kick. You need to kick the field goal before, not just before the 2-minute warning. We learned this against the Vikings, with enough time so that when Cairo couldn't kick it to the end zone on the kickoff, the 2-minute warning would happen after the first play that the Packers had, right? And the whole operation it wasn't slow, but it wasn't fast enough. And it wasn't just Cairo. Kevin Burkhardt is like, Cairo needs to hurry. There was no holder yet. Is he going to drop kick it, Kevin? Because Torrey Taylor isn't even there yet to take the snap. So by the time they finally snap it back and he kicks it, it's not even not enough time to get a kickoff that's not a touchback. They went past the 2-minute warning. Cairo knew. He did it on purpose. He slowed him down because he didn't want to have the Bear defense have to make a stop. He's like, I'll just handle the onside kick. Don't worry about it. I got this. And he did. It was pretty incredible kicking exhibition, both by Cairo and by the sex pest that the Packers have, Brandon McManus, who it should be on the no-fly list. If you just Google Brandon McManus airplane, and you're going to find out, why he lost his job in Jacksonville. I shouldn't laugh. Just go look at it sometime. It's not great. And Cairo, they didn't miss a kick. And Cairo, the first field goal Cairo made, so I don't know which direction is which at Soldier Field. So going left to right on our TV, as the great Jeff Joniak would say. Oh, and as a reminder, if you listen to the game on the radio, the Bears won, just in case Joniak didn't mention it through all the yelling at the end. So going left to right, the wind seemed to have more of an effect, and it makes sense because as a right-footed kicker, it's harder to make the ball go left to right than it is right to left. I'm pointing as if everyone can see me, but I am. And Cairo, on the first field goal he made, he kicked that thing way left, and it was headed hard right when it got tucked in behind the upright. I don't know the Packers would try it anyway. It would have been like a 55-yard field goal, maybe even longer. But I don't know why they did this. And it also, I'm sure, affected the touchdown pass at the end. The Packers lost the toss. The Bears got to pick whether they want to kick or receive. The Bears said they want to kick because you want to get the ball second so you know what to do. Packers picked to go the wrong way. That was not the way you wanted to go with the wind. You wanted to go the other way so that if you needed your little pervert kicker to make one, that he could just kick it right and have it and follow the wind in. So, little Chris Hayes from Multiple Sclerosis Now, or whatever MSNBC is now. He had this whole Blue Sky post about how Matt LaFleur had thoroughly outcoached Ben Johnson. Whatever. And then he had to take it back because like just shut up. We barely can tolerate your political analysis. We don't need your Cub or Bear takes. But the onside kick, it's great that the Packers still can't recover onside kicks. They missed a Super Bowl trip one year because they couldn't, and then they couldn't this time. That was a great Romeo Dobbs, right? So they have two guys who wear the, what do they call it? I remembered the name of it last week. The cap thing. It has an actual name. The burlap sack that they wear on top of their helmets. The other guy, though, and I don't know which guy this is, his is really high. He's got to have multiples on. He's like, well, if one of these is good, guardian caps, that's what they call him. He's like, well, if one of these is good, 6 of them has got to protect me. He was like that scene with Chick Hearn and Fletch. Fletch, he's 6'5", 6'4", 6'9" with the afro. It's like, there's this guy, he's 6'1", 6'10" with 6 guardian caps on his head. I don't even want to know. I want to get a quick look at the box score here because for a game that had very little offense for most of it, there's a lot of yards all of a sudden at the end. By the way, while I was getting all this stuff ready, all this prep that I clearly did, I have the marquee post game on because I can't get enough Wani. But they went to the hallway in front of the Bears locker room, and Scott Bear, who I'm sure got the job because his name is Bear, like, oh, just like the team. He's terrible. I've seen him on this stuff before, but I posed this too. I mean, Alice Cohen is like, he's the standard for terrible at marquee, but Scott Bear is pushing it. He's up there, pretty close. All right, first let's look team stats because you're gonna be shocked at how many yards the Bears had because I was when I saw it. How many yards they have? 140 for the entire game. 400. I mean, they did play almost a full extra quarter. Yeah, 400 yards. Packers had 384. The Bears had 105 yards of penalties. Jesus Christ. Knock it off. It's amazing that still. These were, I don't know if I give them credit or not. If it's early in the year, the penalties were mostly procedure penalties, like guys didn't know where to line up or guys weren't sure. There was a lot of offsides and false starts. Now they're 15-yard. I don't know if it's getting better. I think that's getting worse, actually. Anyway, Packers 24 first downs, Bears had 20. Both had 10 passing first downs. Packers had 11 rushing and 8. The Bears had 8. Josh Jacobs couldn't really, he could run. It looked like he could run straight ahead, but he couldn't move in any direction because he's got his knee is hanging on by a thread now. So that helped. But then the Packers were going to other guys that you've never heard of. Emmanuel Wilson, sure. The great Savion Williams. They ran him on 2 end-arounds. Neither of those really worked. And Chris Brooks, Garth's brother. But Emmanuel Wilson ran 14 yards for 82 yards. Malik ran 10 for 44. I have thoughts on Malik Willis. Anyway, Caleb ended up 19 to 34, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ended up not taking a sack. He did take 1 sack, but he got face masked on it. That was in overtime, right? And he would not have gotten sacked without the face mask. It's one of those where it's like, well, he got bailed out by that. No, that's the reason, because he was getting away and the guy reached out. I got to reach far enough out so that you can actually still, I don't know why you need to see my hand. As he was going by, the guy grabbed him with a face mask, pulled him back. No sacks, pretty good. Of course, the Packers, they played without Micah Parsons. Whatever. Yeah, he's good. It's one game. One game you got to figure out how to play without him. The cumulative effect of not having him for the last 2 games of the season after this and the playoffs, it's going to hurt. But any team can cover for one guy for an injury. Okay, my thoughts about the great Malik Willis. I think, in a weird way, the Jordan Love injury actually hurt the Bears. Because Matt LaFleur easily gets away from the run, right? And the Bear defense has not been good against the run all year, especially if you try to run it, between the tackles against them. And he was kind of forced to stick with it. And I think they still only scored 16 points, but I think it clearly contributed to the lopsided time of possession and kept the Bears offense off the field. Malik, 9 of 11. You can't let Malik Willis complete 9 of 11 passes. He did get sacked twice. And I thought another galaxy brain moment for the great Matt LaFleur and his little Proud Boys haircut. I haven't seen any clips. I'm sure he gave a speech at the American First rally. Would he go right after Matt Shaw? Was 17 seconds to go, like their own 26. He has Malik. What are they going to do? Why is he throwing a pass? And Montez almost strip sacked, which would have been great. How great would it have been? Fumble, Bears kick a field goal, win right there. But he dumped Malik on his throwing shoulder, and Malik kept pointing to his collarbone. He's on the sidelines. He's like, oh, I think this is hurt. And they're like, no, we don't have another quarterback. It's fine. He did complete a couple of passes in overtime, but they were like, he throws it 4 yards, and the guy runs like 15. The Bears did not. Well, they ran for 150 yards. I was going to say they didn't do much on the ground. They ran for 150 yards. The Packers ran for 192. Jahdae, 13 for 58. Got a little nervous about the fumble in overtime, which even in real time I didn't think was a fumble, but with NFL refs, anything goes. It was pretty clear that he was down. Kyle Monangai, 9 for 50. Caleb, 3 for 30. And DJ Moore, 1 for 12. DJ, 5 for 97 receiving with a touchdown. Total yards he ran for today, just in pattern routes, just under 8 miles. Isn't that what these don't like soccer players run like 6 miles in a game? There was this, I work out at the Y. And years ago, there was this old guy who you didn't want to engage in conversation. He was not one of the old guys who shaved naked. That was different guys. This was a guy, though, who had opinions on everything, and they were not my opinions. But anyway, one day he was telling some other guy, his kids were probably in their 70s, had taken him to see a Chicago Fire game. And he's like, oh, they do. When the ball is at the other end, they don't even run. They just like stand there. Like, that's right. Oh, famously, soccer players don't ever run. DJ was exhausted. And I love that guy. He's one of my favorite players. He's one of my favorite Bears of all time, even without the postgame, which was still the greatest. So we'll have to watch it again before we go. He's just so tough. I mean, he's hurt, right? Like, he's already has a bad back, and I'm sure that Nixon knew that, took the cheap shot at his back. And for a while, when he was running routes, right before, like on every lineup, he's like rubbing his lower back. He needed Jamison Tyon's like sharper image belt. He would play with that on. But they couldn't really sub at wide receiver. They're basically down to DJ, Lamade, another. at times he's such a good player. And then you're reminded why the Commanders let him go. Like on the last drive of regulation. Caleb hits him with a pass in the hands at the 35. It just clank. Then they had Jahdae, and the only other receiver I guess they've got is Devin Duvernay, right? Who I don't think, he didn't catch a pass. I didn't even really see him run around out there. They used Colston a lot as a wide receiver. They split him out wide. And they did it last week against the Browns a lot too. It works because he's really good, but it meant DJ they couldn't really sub at wide receiver. He was getting very tired. But man, he's a good player. And he's tough. And he now has, I think, 5 touchdown catches in the last 4 weeks, something like that. So get off his ass. Jahdae 2 for 21 and a touchdown. It was a nice play. It was a great play. I mean, they schemed it wide open. And Caleb, it's a tough throw. He's got a guy in his face, and he's basically thrown to the pylon. And he got it there with, it's a good thing Jahdae is like 7 foot tall. Because at least with those long arms, he grabbed it and he kept it in. The Packers, Romeo Doubs had 5 for 84. And then nobody had more than 35 yards. I did like the play where where Jaden Reed and Christian Watson ran into each other, and they both were laying on the turf. Whatever. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of Packer fans going, well, Jordan stayed healthy. I'm telling you, this game the Packers had a better chance to win this game with your little coach being forced to run the ball than if they'd have kept in the great Jordan Love, who I think is just overrated. And I don't think there was. I'm gonna drive out to LA and have a chat with Howie. I didn't appreciate that. So my wife is not feeling well. She's a teacher, and right before Christmas break, she got a cold from one of the kids. She's not happy. So she went to bed early. She's upstairs. I only yelled 2 times in the whole second half of the game. And I yelled, Jahdae. That was literally what I yelled when he caught the touchdown pass. And then some guttural noise when DJ caught the game winner. And she called from upstairs thinking that perhaps I had, whipped out the circular saw for something and it cut my hand off. And I had to tell her I wasn't. She goes, don't do that again. Well, how many times do we get a chance to do that with the Bears? Not very often. LaFleur is 12-2 against the Bears now. I still hope they fire him just for the hell of it. Oh, I forgot to give my update. Now it's nobody cares at this point. But anyway, so for the books, if you get the Kindle edition, it's not if you get the Kindle edition. If you subscribe to Kindle Unlimited, which is like a service where you can download as many books as you want in a month, and then you just pay one fee. It's like a Netflix of books or whatever. The author gets a report as to the total number of pages. And I've sold plenty of Kindle books, but only 2 of the Kindle Unlimited books. And it's great because they are one of each. So I can tell where the reader is. And for the longest time, the person, male or female, man or woman, who bought the Immortals was like on page 10. They were there forever. They're up to 159 now. But yeah, it may be the same person. On Great Until It Wasn't, they're on page 21. So I can still keep tabs because it's only the 2 of them. 180 total pages read, those 2 books. Who knows? Do you want to watch DJ's interview again? Yeah, I think we do. Why not?
DJ,
What's up?
how would you describe what it took to win that game?
It took a lot of ups and downs on our side, but we fought to the end, made this shit happen.
On the onside kick, you guys get the possession, you stop them. Take me through the touchdown pass that won it.
Just now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We worked on it in practice. I seen the look. Nobody back deep. I just got to run my ass off. You're going to catch the ball for Caleb.
This has been such a challenging nemesis, the Packers against the Bears. I see the nod.
Yeah.
What does it mean to get this one, DJ?
And it means a lot. And at the end of the day, it's at the Packers always.
That's right here. That's not there right here. Well done, DJ. Well done. Go and enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
DJ.
As always, F the Packers forever. He's not wrong. We do realize, right, that maybe the most likely outcome of this is that the Bears host the Packers in the first round of the playoffs in, what, a little under 3 weeks? I'll take a third. The Bears should have beaten both times. Actually, I suppose you can argue that the team that should have won lost both games. It should be 1-1, but the Bears should have won in Green Bay and the Packers should have won this one. But fuck them. It's great that they lost. It's one of the, like, it has to be one of the greatest endings of a game in Soldier Field in history, right? I mean, there have been crazy walk-offs before, but, I mean, that's Caleb throwing the ball, 60 yards in the air, right on a guy who's got a defender all over him who makes the catch. And it's the Packers. I mean, it's going to be tough to top. Maybe we should watch it again because, I mean, are you ever going to get tired of it? I don't think you are.
Awesome to watch. On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all. It is caught. Bears win it. DJ Moore.
I was worried that that the refs were all of a sudden going to say he didn't survive the ground because he literally died. Oh, somebody blocked me. One of my favorite things. So I have this thing I can tell when I get an alert when I get blocked on Blue Sky. And my favorite thing is then to immediately go and block them. I never know who they are. And then occasionally, this has happened a few times, and then occasionally the person will unblock me to try to see if I wrote something mean about them before I block them. And then they have to reblock me again. I'm sure that's a Packer fan. It's like, no, he's mean. Well, I don't know. I gotta go watch the Ben Johnson good, but he hasn't done it yet, right? We got the video of him taking. I suggested. Oh, Bubba's on. No, that's the daughter. Sorry, I thought it was Bubba. The great Jeff Joniak. Can't wait to hear the radio call of the final play. My guess is it's Caleb back to pass, running out of time. Ah! And that's it. No explanation of what happened. Oh, here's Jahdae. Let's watch his catch. Just humoring myself, showing highlights. You ever notice, if you ever watch the Marquee post game, they don't have NFL. They don't have the rights to show NFL highlights, so they go to Twitter and they show videos from Twitter. I guess it works. It seems like a loophole that will get closed, but I can do the same thing. If they can do it, so can I.
Williams, pressure, throwing, corner has a man, it is caught! Touchdown! Jahdae Walker! Unbelievable!
Unbelievable? That's not unbelievable. It's Jahdae Walker. Did a league a favor by not playing him more this year. Oh, there was a lot of talk on this last drive about how the Bears were going to go for 2 if they scored. I didn't think they were. I thought, no, this is different. Like in the Packer game in Green Bay, just the Bears defense couldn't stop the Packers. That was pretty clear, right? And so it was like, this is your chance. Don't fuck around with overtime. If you score here, you got 1 play, go for 2, try to win it. You're on the road, blah, blah, blah. This was different, even though the Bears defense was still having a hard time with the great Malik Willis. This felt like how it would play out, right? Like if you scored there and tied the game, you were going to have a good chance to win it in overtime. So I didn't think there was any reason to kick. Cairo is now being interviewed on Marquee, and he has a ball. So I have a feeling he got one of the game balls, which you should, given the weather. So who got game balls? I don't even know yet, so I'm just going to predict. You got to give one to DJ. I think you give one to Caleb, give one to DJ. I'm not giving anyone to anybody on the defense. You're not getting one. You got bailed out. You got to chase Malik Willis around for 45 minutes of game time, and you couldn't stop him. Yeah, Caleb and DJ and Cairo. This thing's pretty good, especially Cairo getting the onside kick, which is all skill, right, by the kicker. No luck involved in that. They were talking about how 8% of onside kicks get recovered, and that's 1 in 12. That seems high to me. I mean, I'm really surprised that, like, on average, 1 in 12 onside kicks work, because they feel like they never work. Although we've seen 2. How many have there been in Bear games? 3 this year, and 1 by the Bears and 1 by the Bengals, which both worked. And then I'm sure there was another one. I don't know how many there've been, but it's way too high in Bear games that it's working. Although it worked out fine for us this time. So I don't know. All right. 2 games left at the Niners on, is that a Sunday night game? I think it is, right? And, yeah. And then the Lions. Now, the Bears might not need that game, depending on how things work out. They'll probably need it for seeding, I guess. So maybe, because that's been my guess all along, is that's going to be the last Sunday night game, because the Lions are going to have to win both to get in. They're going to beat the Vikings tomorrow. So that might be, we might have 2 back-to-back Sunday night games, which is too much nighttime football for me. I like it when they play at noon. I don't know why they don't call me and ask me. Oh, wait. All right. Pull up a chair. I have one more thing I want to talk about. I forgot about this. Okay. So this ridiculous, I'm not, the Kevin Warren bullshit about, we're going to go to, oh God, if you're watching Marquee right now, Wani is drawing up a play. I don't want any of this. I don't want it. Oh, another Wani thing. I'm all over the place now. But Wani, he was talking, I caught a little of it at the beginning, and he was talking about, Cole Wright asked him if Cairo has an advantage in situations like that because he always kicks at Soldier Field. The answer to that is yes. That's the answer, Wani. And Wani says, well, I don't know. I don't know. And he was saying when we had Kevin Butler, he would always go down to Soldier Field and kick on Friday, but Friday's not Sunday, and the weather can be different. There's so much wrong with this. Number one, I remember when you cut Kevin Butler and you signed Carlos Huerta, and then we had to get rid of Carlos Huerta and went through like 6 kickers before he ended up with the Jeff Jager kicking for the Bears. Also, Kevin was old and bad by then. He did probably deserve to get let go. He shanked a couple of kicks in Wani's last year that the Bears really needed, but they needed to replace him with somebody who wasn't Carlos Huerta. But also, does that mean that any practice at Soldier Field that's not... How do you get practice during the game then, Dave? I don't get it. All right. Kevin Warren. There were a lot of people who got very upset about the timing of his ridiculous press release about the Bears now having to consider going to Northwest Indiana to build a stadium, which is just, we've lived through all this shit before. It's never going to happen. They're still going to Arlington Heights. He's holding an unloaded gun at his own head, and he's trying to get the state to give him some money. Like, I'll do it. And I'm like, well, first, we don't care. Second, we know there's nothing in the gun, Kev. It's not going to hurt you. Unless you're making a movie with Alec Baldwin, we're pretty sure that nothing bad's going to happen. But people are like, what's the timing? Remember, he had his last stupid stadium press conference days before they drafted, maybe the day before they drafted Caleb Williams. And now he does this before the biggest home game since 2013. Yeah, that's why he does it. He's an idiot. I think there's been a benefit to having Kevin as the president of the Bears. Yes, he's an idiot. He's not as big an idiot as George or Ted. I think the good thing about Kevin is that I feel like he has these unrealistic expectations of things the Bears can do. And like it worked out incredibly well with Ben Johnson. Like he basically just decided that's the guy we got to hire, and you're gonna have to pay him a lot of money. And George is like, I don't want. I said, you're gonna have to. Okay. And then they made Ben a real offer. They didn't lowball him. They didn't get Ernie Accorsi in his hairpiece or Bill Polian to totter in off the street and make you interview Jim Caldwell again. But he's failing miserably at the stadium thing because they could be half done with the stadium by now. But he thinks he feel in both instances, I guarantee you his thinking was the football world is focused on us right now. Now is my perfect time to talk about this. And my personality, my force of personality, I'm going to convince them that we need first, before Caleb, we got to build a stadium downtown. We got to build it right on the site that we're already on. And then this time it was, the fans are going to be so upset about the potential of us moving to Indiana. They're going to force the legislature to give us money. Like, no, it's not. They're not going to. You have enough money. You said you could kick in $2.5 billion to build the stadium on the lakefront. The stadium at Arlington Heights is probably only going to cost $2.5 billion, which apparently you have. So build the fucking thing and shut up. So I know why he does it, and it's kind of sad. It just speaks to him not having any brains. But I do think that the non-overly ambitious Kevin Warren, the Bears end up botching the Ben Johnson hire, and they get somebody worse, and things don't work. Excuse me, I'm going to leave camera for a second. The book I finished right before the nuclear war thing was this one, The American Kings, the biography of a quarterback by Seth Wickersham. And there's a lot of famous stuff in here about Caleb and Carl, his dad. And basically Carl being like, the line about Chicago's where quarterbacks go to die is one of the nicer things that Carl said about the Bears. And if Carl had his way, Caleb would not be playing for the Bears. Caleb would have basically done an Eli and said, if you draft me, I'm not showing up. You're going to have to trade me. And Caleb didn't want to do that. He didn't want to nuke it. But as we know, Carl was 100% right? Like he foresaw what was, and then they met with Shane Waldron before Caleb's pro day, and they're like, no, this guy's a turd. And they were right about that. But all the things they wanted in a place, and that the Bears now have because they got Ben. So it was kind of like reading the 03 Cub book after the Cubs had gone on later to win a World Series. This book is much easier to read about the Caleb stuff now because you know that it actually, like, the Bears did the right thing eventually. They did a year late, but they did it, and it's working. And we saw it all work tonight because on a windy ass day where they had to, so what was on before the first field goal, I think, right? The Packers kick. Jordan Love tried to throw, I think, to Christian Watson at the back of the end zone. And they're like, look at the wind, take the ball. The wind, take the ball. It was a shit throw. But anyway, so Jordan Love couldn't throw a 15-yard pass to the back of the end zone without the wind taking it. But Caleb could throw 60 yards in the air on a dot. And it was perfect. And that was fine. No problem with that. That's why I'd rather have our guy. It was really fun. It was heading to disaster. And then they pulled it out of the fire. So I enjoyed it, as I'm sure you did too. All right, so that's going to do it for the recrap. I don't know if Praz is still around. I think we're doing a Cub pod this week. Talk about all their exciting moves. That'll take, if we break down all of Jed's good moves in the offseason, the podcast will be 12 seconds long. But we'll find other stuff to talk about because we always do. Anyway, thanks for watching this. Ended up being an overly long recrap. Remember when the original idea was these were going to be like 8 minutes long. This was 45. But it was worth it. All right. Oh, let's see. Should we watch it again? I think we probably should. Where to go? should have had it queued up. There's Tom. He's excited. All right. As we leave, let's watch your new favorite Bear play of all time. Again.
Awesome to watch.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all. It is caught. Bears win it. DJ Moore.
Many of us have herpes.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
It's fitting. It's got to be done with one of the best games of all time. Just unbelievable. I mean, got to congratulate the Dolan family.
Thank you.
Sean, my podcast co-host Andy, you were his favorite player growing up.
Oh, thank you so much, Andy.